Yeah, okay. All right, let's just get settled into a nice, comfortable meditation position. So, I don't know if any of you knew of a Lama by the name of Nichiren Rinpoche. Very elderly Lama. He lived in Japan. Okay, he passed away on the 14th of February, I just found out. Anyway, it's just this never-ending, it's a stream of impermanence. Okay. And as these extraordinary older lamas leave the planet, we have to kind of, in a way, I feel that we have a responsibility to, I don't know, keep up the work, keep up the good energy. Anyway, it's hard to. No, he was Tibetan. And he lived in Japan, and Inamoto was his attendant, and he's very good friends of our Geshe Nawang Dakpa in San Francisco. Okay, so let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. Feet flat on the floor, knees about a hip's width apart, shoulders are aligned with the hips. And imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head. Trying to put some space in between those vertebrae. Imagine your discs are like little soft cushions. And bring your attention to the crown of the head and relax your scalp. Just release any tension at the crown of the head, the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, the jaw, back of the tongue, the temples, the back of the head. And allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat, the chest, the belly, and all of your limbs, and even your fingers and toes. You can have your hands just relaxed in your lap. You can have them in the regular meditation mudra, or just have them just sitting wherever is comfortable for you. And then notice the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And be aware of any sounds in your environment, just allowing those sounds to be there. It's almost as if we hear a sound, we can't quite make out what it is, so we have to stay with the sound in order to determine it. We don't necessarily need to do that. We can just allow the sounds to be there. And then notice what's arising in the mind, and is it different? Is it different to yesterday or even this morning? And we did the same exercise. What's in your mind tonight? And don't judge it, just allow it to be there, allow thoughts to arise, to abide, and just to move on. And breathe. And then bring to mind all the people of your life. And again, you may, we do this every night, but it could be that they are shifting around, this friend, this one you don't like, and this stranger, these relationships. But the one we think about the most probably is the one that we love, who's in our life, who's part of our life, who we're working with, or who is living in our home. Who we have profound relationships with. And then just be aware that they're all equal in their wish to be happy, their wish to be free from suffering, and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. So everyone is the same in that way, whether we like them or not. So we'll do this meditation this evening for the benefit of all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. So here in this just very short space of time, we've done a meditation on impermanence, and we've done a meditation on equanimity. Equanimity is the first step to developing compassion. So now there is no negativity that can't be purified, and this purification process is basically a psychological one. And we create negativity with our mind, so equally we can change this by creating positivity instead. And we start with the power of regret, so sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. You can think of specific actions of both your body and your speech. And maybe even what's going on in your mind, you can regret. We do in a minute, regret our delusions. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. So we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We don't want to experience any more suffering than we're currently experiencing. So logically, it does make sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any anger and attachment and the rest. And these are our delusions and the cause of why we harm others with our, and think, okay, I'm sick of this suffering. And then, but what can we do about it? Whom can we turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we rely upon, we turn to this Buddha, Vajrasattva, who we see as a doctor. So we're coming to Buddha Vajrasattva for help, for advice, for healing. So not as a higher power, but we're kind of giving ourselves over to, not like that. So we want to use Vajrasattva's method. So imagine Vajrasattva is above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. Has a beautiful radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents the union of these two, and this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So we now have this little section on compassion. So compassion is a wish to be, for others to be free from suffering. So we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us. So we start by thinking of people we have harmed, and then think of people that have harmed us. And the harm they've caused us will ripen as suffering for them sometime in the future. So what we want to do is particularly have compassion for them because of that. And then we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajrama mimutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajrama mimutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajrama mimutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajrama mimutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajrama mimutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajrama mimutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajrama mimutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified. And think that there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you, all our inappropriate speech. Sometimes we blurt things out. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta me bawa sawa sidi me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajra me mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe vajra sattva samaya manupalaya vajra sattva dina patita dida me bawa sitokaya me bawa sipokaya me bawa anarakta me bawa sawa sidi me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dinapatita. Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan. Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva hum pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And this includes yourself and anything you put up on social media. So next is the purification of your mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's the same as when you walk into a pitch black room. Then you flick on the switch and the light instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of the mind, so all your attachment and neediness, bitterness and grudges and anger, depression, anxiety, resentment, jealousy, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida me boa, Situkaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasidi me piyatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama me Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think now there is no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness, forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And so next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So imagine Vajrasattva sends light and nectar. It fills you completely and eradicates even those very, very subtle imprints of negative energy. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Me Boa Situkaya Me Boa Sipokaya Me Boa Anarakta Me Boa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe. So now feel you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve and the fourth and final step in our purification process. And it's a really crucial one. And this determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. So we can start by thinking about refraining from harm. It's a lot easier for the mind than I'm never going to do that again. So think of something that you would like to work on or you have been working on, then rejoice in your efforts. Pat yourself on the back. Recognize your phenomenal good qualities. Notice where the mind goes when I speak those words. Notice your own phenomenal good qualities. Hold that and take it in and hold it in your heart. And then think of something that you would like to work on to make those phenomenal qualities of yours even better. So this determination to not do things again or to refrain from doing things that are harmful or don't really serve us or others, it's kind of what gives us the strength to, put our mind in a different direction, a more positive direction. So think the Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So Rinpoche would also recommend that we meditate on emptiness. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. We can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. We know that all the time. We misinterpret things all the time. So let's just dedicate all the positive merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And then think for a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. And think of Nichiang Rinpoche, who passed away, even though probably no one here knows him, and for his swift return. And then for all of your own individual teachers. And lots of love, everybody. Good night. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a safe weekend. And hopefully some of you might join tomorrow morning I'm doing a half-hour Chenrezig meditation through Forest of Wisdom. It's a group in Scotland, Connecticut, and it's run by a monk who is a Sarah J monk. He's studying at Sarah J. And so his grandma left him some money. So he bought a house and decided to turn it into a dance center. He's a very, very sweet monk. He's very sweet. So I said I would help them out a little bit. All right. Lots of love and have a safe weekend. And I'll see you all on Monday. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.